you don't.
Yeah, I do. I hate you.
No, you don't.
I do. I hate you so much right now. You did not come out that store what I asked you to come out that store with. I hate you. You, without saying a word, showed me my life means nothing. You stupid.
It does.
It does not. It does not. That little kid would have had a gun that day. I'd have got shot. You stupid.
H4402 White Honda Accord. Come here, buddy. I need some more information from you. Come on over here. What happened?
We were sitting in the fucking by my hotel in the alleyway because we gotta find somewhere to go.
Hey, confirmed gunshot wound?
Yeah. He walked up to my car and I rolled down the window and he put
216, confirmed gunshot wound. Witness is very upset, trying to get more info.
What?
Definitely gunshot wound?
From the left side of the head, I don't know.
He can't.
Hey, sir, I need to talk to you. Okay?
Yeah, I
Hang up
gotta-
the phone and calm down.
I have to hang up the phone. Hold on, Mom.
Okay, all right. Do you know this person?
No, her. Yes, that's my woman.
Okay, so does she have any medical history?
No, I know.
Listen, talk to me. You gotta concentrate.
Take a deep breath and you need to help him out. He can
Does
only
she
help
have
you
any
out.
allergies?
No, sir, not that I know.
Okay, and no medical history that you know of, okay? And it was just one shot that you know of?
Yeah, he's pointed the gun at me.
Okay.
He said, it's your pockets, and I grabbed his hand, and it said,
All right. We're taking care of her, okay?
They're wanting to know. Our supervisor definitely confirmed gunshot wound.
There is a big wound right here.
Okay.
I can't confirm a bullet, but there is a big wound
Okay.
right here.
Hey, listen, what's your first name, buddy?
Brennan, B-R-E-N-A-N.
Listen, I'm Dan, okay?
Yeah.
We've got units going down to the hotel right now, okay? I need as much information from you as you can help me so we can help you. So I should take a deep breath and think. Did this happen in the parking lot, in a room?
No, I'm about to show you on Google Maps.
Were you in a parking lot?
So here's the micro hotel.
Yes.
Right.
Micro Hotel Old Kings Road.
Yeah. Grandma. What, Grandma?
She was 22 years old. She had just started a new job, one of her first few shifts. And on the morning everything changed. She was supposed to be walking through those doors. Fresh start, new chapter. The quiet, unglamorous kind of progress that means a woman has decided she is done waiting for her life to get better and has started building it herself. She never made it in. But here is what I need you to hold on to before we go any further. Before the police, before the hospital, before any of this became a case. Savannah Larin Gonzalez was already building her own record. She had been recording this man. She had been documenting the rages, the threats, the moments where he forgot to perform the version of himself he wanted people to see. And then, and this is the part that matters, she was sending that footage out to people she trusted, to people outside that relationship. She was not keeping it to herself on one phone where it could disappear. She was, in the most real sense, exposing him. Before anything happened, while he thought he had her trapped, the man who shot her was standing outside that hospital 10 minutes later, running what I can only describe as the most unconvincing one-man show in Florida history. Loud, dramatic, not a single tear. He had already hidden the gun. He had already called his mother, his mama, before he even thought to dial 911. She arrived at that hospital telling police her son was 32 years old and innocent. The gunshot residue was still on his hands, ma'am. 6 different stories. 1 bullet. 1 woman. And a phone full of footage she made sure would outlive the moment. This is the story of Savannah Larin Gonzalez. Savannah was originally from Pennsylvania. Young, resourceful, the kind of person who kept finding ways to move forward even when the conditions were not exactly in her favor. By early 2021, she had found herself in Palm Coast, Florida, in a relationship with a man named Brennan Hill. Brennan was 32, a full decade older, and the portrait every single person who knew him drew was remarkably consistent. Explosive temper, controlling behavior, a pattern with women that went back years and had left damage behind every single time. What most people in Palm Coast did not know, because Brennan was deliberate about that, was that he had not simply moved to Florida, he had run to Florida. Back in Pennsylvania, there were active domestic assault charges sitting in a courthouse waiting for him, filed by a woman named Chanel Torchia, the mother of his child. Chanel has since spoken publicly about what her relationship with Brennan looked like. She describes abuse that mirrors almost exactly what would later happen to Savannah. The way she ended up leaving that relationship was with the bones in her face, shattered from a headbutt. She pressed charges. He fled the state and landed at his mother's house in Palm Coast like none of it had happened. That is the man Savannah was in a relationship with. A fugitive. Someone actively running from consequences for doing to his last girlfriend what he would eventually do to her. And by the weeks leading up to March 26th, 2021, Savannah was starting to understand exactly what she had gotten into. Now this is the part I need you to sit with. Because this is not your typical story, and Savannah was not your typical victim. And I mean that in the most important way possible. She was not passive. She was not simply enduring and hoping. She was watching this man. She was documenting him. And she was making sure that documentation did not stay on one device where it could be deleted, lost, or explained away. She had started recording Brennan. His rages, his threats, his unguarded moments. And she was sending that footage out to people she trusted, to Chanel, to friends, to anyone outside that relationship who could hold the truth about who he was. Let me tell you what was actually on those recordings, because a jury of real people sat in a courtroom and watched them, and grown adults had to leave the room.
I hate you. I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I hate you.
No, you don't.
I do. I hate you so much right now. You did not come out that store with I asked you to come out that store with. I hate you. You, without saying a word, showed me my life means nothing. You stupid.
It does.
It does not! It does not! That little kid would have had a gun that day, I'd have got shot, you stupid.
What you just heard, and what a Flagler County jury heard on day 4 of his trial, is Brennan Hill behind the wheel of a moving car, using the vehicle itself as a control tactic. Because that is what that is. Any woman who has been in that situation knows it immediately. You do not accidentally drive like that. You drive like that because it makes her feel unsafe, because it puts her on edge, because it shifts all her focus from whatever she was pushing back on to just surviving the next 10 seconds. It is a classic move, and it is deliberate every single time. While he is doing this, he is screaming at her. And then he says, on camera, on her phone, knowing or not, knowing she is recording, that if he wanted to kill her, he would, that he did not need a gun to do it. She kept recording. In another clip from around the same period, he threatens to beat her. Not vaguely, specifically. He references Chanel by name. He tells Savannah she will get her face smashed in the same way his previous girlfriend did. He used his own history of violence as a warning, as leverage, as if saying, I have already done this. Do not think I will not do it again. She kept recording. And then she did something that I think about every time I cover a story like this. She sent everything, every clip, every moment, every piece of documentation she had collected. She distributed it. Because Savannah understood, whether instinctively or consciously, that evidence only protects you if it lives somewhere he cannot reach. So she made sure it did. She also sent Chanel a text. Right around this time, before everything fell apart, she wrote, if this is what it takes for everyone to know who he is and for him to finally pay for everything he has ever put anyone through, then so be it. I am the last person he will ever hurt. He can run, but he can never hide again. Listen to that again. That is not a woman who did not know what was happening to her. That is a woman who was tracking it, naming it, and putting it on record. She was not waiting to be saved. She was building the case herself. On her phone, through her network, through every clip she hit send on. The heartbreaking part is that she was right. She was the last person he hurt. She just did not get to be in the room when it finally caught up with him. But her phone was. March 26, 2021. Palm Coast, Florida. They had just checked out of the Microtel Inn that morning. No next room booked, no plan. Just their bags and whatever was left of a relationship Savannah was quietly trying to exit. She had a new job at a place called Burger Bros, just a few shifts in, trying to build something real. Brennan drove her there that morning. An employee saw them in the parking lot, in the car, arguing. That was the last time anyone outside that vehicle saw Savannah Gonzalez conscious. The Publix parking lot on Belterre Parkway sits right next door to Burger Bros. A few hundred feet. A few minutes. That is the entire distance between the last argument and the last moment of her life as she knew it. Somewhere in that gap, Brennan Hill shot Savannah in the head. One shot. His gun, her passenger seat. And then, here is where this man shows you exactly who he is. He did not rush to the hospital. He did not call 911. He got out of that car, walked to the shrubbery beds on the edge of that Publix parking lot, and hid the gun in a bush, wrapped in a hotel towel, gun residue still warm on his hands. He tucked away his murder weapon like it was a library book he forgot to return, got back in the car, and then, only then, started driving. But first, he called his mother. Before 911, before emergency services, before a single action that a person who genuinely wanted to save someone's life would take. Brennan Hill called his mama. And mama, bless her heart, called dispatch herself and told them her son had just been robbed. Not my son's girlfriend has been shot. Please send help. Not there's a woman bleeding in a car. She told them her son was 32 years old and innocent. Her priorities could not have been louder if she had used a megaphone. By the time Brennan finally rolled up to Advent Health Palm Coast, with Savannah bleeding in his passenger seat, he had a whole story ready. A mystery black man with dreadlocks and a dark hoodie had walked up to the car, asking for a cigarette, pulled a gun, demanded their pockets. Brennan grabbed his arm. The gun went off toward Savannah. The man ran. Brennan drove her here. That was version 1.
Here. What happened?
We were sitting in the by my hotel in the alleyway because we gotta find somewhere to go, and he walked up.
Hey, confirmed gunshot wound?
Yeah.
He walked up to the car and I rolled down the window, and he put
216, confirmed gunshot wound. Witness is very upset, trying to get more info.
Mom.
Definitely gunshot wound?
From the left side of the head, I don't know.
He
Hey, sir, I need to talk to you.
Come on,
I
Hang up the phone and calm down.
I have to hang up the phone. Hold on, Mom.
Okay, all right. Do you know this person?
No, yes, that's my woman.
Okay, so does she have any medical history?
No, I know.
That's what she alert. Listen, talk to me. You gotta concentrate.
Take a deep breath and you need to help him out. He can
Does she
only
have
help you
any
out.
allergies?
No, sir, not that I know.
Okay, and no medical history that you know of, okay? And it was just one shot that you know of?
Yeah, he's pointed the gun at me.
Okay.
He said, it's your pockets, and I grabbed his hand, and it said, Paul!
Here is the thing about lying to a county that has 20 license plate readers and a real-time crime center running surveillance before you finish your sentence. The cameras have already seen your route. They know where you went. They know what you stopped to do. And they are very patient while you talk. Detectives tracked Brennan's car from the moment it left that Publix parking lot. The footage showed exactly what he did before reaching the hospital. The stop. The bush, the towel. While he was outside that hospital performing grief with no tears, the evidence was already being reconstructed behind him, frame by frame. Back at the Microtel, housekeeping had found 3 blood-stained towels in the room they had just checked out of.
Hi, I need you to exit the room.
Okay.
Okay. Do you understand, like, if I ask you questions, was there any blood or anything found in here?
Blood?
Any blood?
In the towels. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna need all her information as well.
And in the trash, a brand new gun holster. The kind that fits a BDA 380 semi-automatic pistol. The exact weapon Brennan had purchased just 48 hours before shooting Savannah. 2 days. He had owned that gun for 2 days. And Savannah had begged him not to buy it. She was terrified of what he would do with it. She knew his hands already. She had the recordings to prove it. She just did not know she had 48 hours from the moment he walked out of that gun shop. When detectives quietly started laying out what the cameras had already seen, Brennan's version 1 started falling apart in real time. So he found a version 2. That one fell apart. Then came version 3. Then 4. Over the course of hours, in that interrogation room, this man changed his story so many times that by the end, detectives were not even bothering to look surprised anymore. The blood evidence on that gun told detectives the shot was fired from about 1 foot away. From the driver's side, Savannah was in the passenger seat. There is no geometry, no physics, no version of this universe where a stranger reaches through a driver's side window and shoots someone 1 foot away in the passenger seat. The only person sitting 1 foot from Savannah on the driver's side was Brennan, who also, by the way, had gunshot residue on his hands. For a man who swore he never fired anything that day, his hands were telling a very different story. Savannah survived the initial surgery, and even from that hospital bed, barely conscious, she was still answering. Doctors and detectives developed a yes/no system. Nod for yes, shake for no. When they asked her directly if Brennan Hill had shot her, she nodded. Every single time they asked. She survived the surgery, but she never came home. For 18 months, Savannah Larin Gonzalez lay hospitalized, incapacitated, unaware, held in a state between the life she had been building and the one he took from her. On November 9th, 2022, she passed away from complications. She was 23 years old. The system lost her twice. Once when the deputy told her she did not have enough evidence to file a report. Once when that bullet found her. But her phone had everything. Brennan was arrested in September 2021. Attempted murder. Upgraded to second-degree murder after Savannah died. His trial opened September 2023. 5 days. 4 women and 2 men on that jury. They watched his bodycam lies, heard his interrogation recordings, and saw Savannah's videos on a courtroom screen. Brennan sat at the defense table the whole time clutching a white towel, folding it, wringing it, rocking. When his own attorney spoke, the tears flowed. The moment the prosecutor stood up, they stopped. Every person in that room noticed. The jury deliberated 2 hours and 45 minutes. Guilty. All 3 counts. His attorney had argued accident the entire trial. Brennan's latest version, the one he saved for the stand, was that he had been trying to unload the gun one-handed, finger on the trigger, while his other hand was on Savannah's knee, and it just slipped. 2 Florida Department of Law Enforcement firearms experts tested that exact gun. It could not fire the way he described. It was not defective. His story was, at sentencing, February 6, 2024, he took the stand one more time, said it was an accident, said he loved her more than himself, said he would trade places with her if he could. I genuinely cannot. Savannah's family had 9 people in that courtroom. Her cousin told the story of getting a text from Savannah the day before the shooting. Just, "I love you," no context, like she already knew. Then her cousin looked directly at Brennan Hill and said, "I loathe you." The prosecutor Melissa Clark told that jury something I want you to carry out of this video. She may have survived for about a year and a half, but she was never Savannah Gonzalez again.
I know there's more to this story than what everyone's painting you to be. You're looking at probably the only two people in that office that thinks there's more to this. They think you're just a cold-blooded monster. I reviewed this entire case, and you can understand, we're both supervisors, obviously. You know how busy I am. I have 1,010,000 other things that I could be doing. But I reviewed this case, I watched all the interviews, I looked at the evidence, I did my part, and I said to myself, hey, check this out. We looked at it together over and over again. The three of us sitting here right now know that there's more to this.
Judge Terrence Perkins sentenced Brennan Robert Hill to life in prison. Savannah Lauren Gonzalez was 22 years old, living out of hotel rooms, no safety net, no permanent address. And she still had the clarity to document everything, send it out to the right people, and make sure that when the time came, nobody could say they did not see it. Those recordings did not just tell her story. They put Brennan Hill in a cell for the rest of his natural life. She asked Chanel Torchia to never be silent. Chanel kept that promise, publicly, on the record, every single time. Now you know the story too. If something in your gut is telling you to start recording, listen to it. Send it somewhere safe. Because Savannah showed us that your phone can say everything you were never given the chance to say yourself. Rest easy, Savannah. We see you, baby.